so then, okay. In 2013, my daughter graduated from high school and wanted to move to LA for a while, which was fine with me if she wanted to take that year and go and see what happened. She moved out there. She said, well, don't get this wrong, Dad, but I really love this book. And it was a book called I'm with the Band. Are you familiar with that book? A woman named Pamela DeBar, who was famously the queen
Yes.
of the groupies in the 60s.
Yes.
And I
Kind
said,
of
well,
like sweet, sweet Connie.
in that same milieu, yeah, she's and I had met her when I was doing because she was connected with Graham in some ways too. So when I was doing the Graham Parsons Brooklyn Cowboys tour in 2002, um, I met her, and so I was Facebook friends with her. I got in touch with her, and she invited us to come visit her when we went out there. So my daughter and I went and visited her. And at this point, I had been a bachelor for at least 10 years again. And so I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, see, I get it now. I see what Pamela's appeal is. So I started to get a crush on her and started
Mm-hmm.
writing songs as songwriters do to try and move it along a little bit.
Reel her in.
Yeah. And so for the next 3 years or so, I would go out to LA to see my daughter, but also to do these Malibu's gigs or to do some of my own solo gigs. And each time I would take her out, I would write a new song about it and send her the song and hope that this one would clinch it for me. And quite it never quite got there, but so I had like 10 songs that I wrote about the arc of this relationship. And I recorded them in my own studio. And um, the Malibus played in 2019 at the Cavern Club in Liverpool at this thing called the International Pop Overthrow, which was a festival there. And my friend who had done the Lost album came up to see us. I gave him a stack of CDs of recordings that I had made. And then shortly thereafter, he said, well, what is this Pamela album? I really like these songs and this could be a good album. So we went ahead and made the album, which was called Fascination. That came out in 2021. And then we did another album in 2023 called Pluck! Exclamation point. So pluck is what you do to a guitar string, but it's also what you've got to have if you're going to keep trying to make it in the music business, right? So that was my latest album that we did. Meanwhile, he's now remastering that Lost album to put out as a vinyl for a record store day release. So that is in the offing. So I've got those first four albums and my sixth album soon to be back in the mainstream, at least for a little while. And then the book, yeah, Magnitude. I'm calling it Magnitude: My Secrets to Reveal, and spelling it M-A, magnet, not the way that magnitude is normally spelled. So
Nice, catchy
well,
innuendo there.
Wordplay keeps the mind alive.
Absolutely.
That's the way I look at it. So yeah, I've been doing that and been doing these Ambrosia gigs, and we're doing a bunch of those coming up. I'm playing, as I said, in Florence, Indiana. That's on July 3rd, and then July 15th in Huber Heights, Ohio. And then we're playing the Rooster Tail Festival in Detroit that weekend. I think July 18th it might be. And then we're playing at a casino in Interlaken, Michigan, shortly thereafter. So yeah, they're keeping me busy, and I'm loving that. They're really good people, and they're very talented. And it's been fun to hang out with John Ford Coley, who I learned lives, about a mile from where I live here in Franklin. So that's been kind of cool.
You also have Mr. Tom Worth, who lives close to you, also with his studio. So we'll connect off camera once we get backstage. I'll make sure you got everybody's, because him and Vince and John Ford and Billy Dean and T
Yeah,
Graham, they're all right around you.
that's true, man. Yeah, Franklin has been the place, and thanks to Rob Strandland, that's how I wound up here. So yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm happy to be alive and kicking, and still vital here. That's the way I look at it. I don't know the word retirement. I don't know what that means. Although, if a bunch of money comes in, maybe I will understand what it means. But right now, I keep doing it, and hanging out with young people when I'm not doing music at the high school here, which I think is a really great thing to see
Keeps you
what.
young. Keeps you
Yeah,
feeling young.
it does, and
What
it's like,
what is retirement really?
yeah,
Because even especially for a composer or a writer, because even when you're not necessarily under contract with someone,
you're still
you're
doing
still
it.
a writer and a composer, and you're still
Exactly.
pulling stuff out of the ether when you're out doing. You can be working in the flower bed, and bam,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly right.
or
Yeah, well,
sitting behind a lowrider and see a license plate.
well, I'm the kind of guy who, when I go shopping to the grocery store, if someone has taken an item that they decided they didn't want, they put it on the wrong shelf, and I'm walking along, I go, huh, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'll take that. Random messages from the universe.
Yeah,
I'm very open to. But yeah, it's been a crazy life. It started in December of 1970 when our band was playing in a small bar across the street from a club called the Cellar Door in Georgetown, and Linda Ronstadt and her band were coming in to play a week at the Cellar Door. They heard our music. They came in, invited us to sit down with them. I met the guy Chris Darrow who was playing with them at that time. Got to be friends with Linda. Every time she'd come through town, she'd have a great band with her. Through
mm,
her, I met Glenn Fry and Don Henley in the Eagles when they were with her. I met the guy Richard Bowden. Richard Bowden was one of the funniest guys, is still, I guess, one of the funniest guys. When he was with her, the famous story was they were staying at the Georgetown Inn, and he got naked and covered his body with shaving cream, went down to the front desk and asked if they had any razor blades. I mean, this is
who hadn't done that? I
yeah,
mean,
very.
I mean,
I haven't done that. But you've given me an idea.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Rhino, if me and you ever are at a hotel
yeah.
and out doing something, functioning in the
yeah.
community, don't be surprised if you get called downstairs. Come get your friend.
Pinkford
Yeah.
and Bowden. That's where it came from. That was Richard Bowden, and he had been in the band Shiloh with Henley, and that's kind of where his roots come from. And so, yeah, with her, and then I actually played here in Nashville with Wanda Jackson. I don't know if you're old enough to know who Wanda
Absolutely.
Jackson is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Wanda, she dated Elvis. That's as close as I came to Elvis, I guess you'd have to say. But that same band that I was playing with her, we played in Sweden with Linda Gale Lewis, who was Jerry Lee Lewis's sister. So that's as close as I ever got to the Killer. But I got to play all his songs with his sister, so that was pretty cool. Um, and yeah, and when I moved to LA, I was in Jackson Brown's band, the tour to tour with the Late for the Sky album. But that was early on in my solo, if you want to call it that, outside of the my college band, where I felt very protected in a cocoon. And all of a sudden, I was on my own, and it was like, oh yeah, I'll sing harmony and I'll play guitar for you. And I got very insecure about that. I knew it, and he knew it. And so after rehearsing with him for about 2 months, it was like we both knew. Yeah, Jackson gave me the advice. The secret to success is to do what you do well. And it was like, yeah, okay, I can
I
do
always
that.
like Jackson Brown.
Yeah, Jackson's great. Anyway, so yeah, so from Wanda Jackson to Jackson Brown to Eminem to Keith Urban, it's been a weird, really weird career for me. It goes in and out and all over the place.
To
But
a
I'm happy.
VJ to game shows, you
Yeah,
cannot leave that out.
that's right. That's
So
me.
we're unfortunately we're coming to the end of part two. We need to the way we normally do this. If you're willing to come back in like 90 days, we would love to have you back, and we can pick up where we left off, and you could tell us some more stories and tell us about your summer and what you guys have been up to. And
I would love that, Rob. Yeah, man. I appreciate the interest and
Your
abs-
tribe now, Mr. Walter
the
Egan.
guy.
Tribe.
so
Thank you.
the way we normally do this, I'm going to play Magnet and Steel after part one, because we always play the artist whatever the artist wants to play. I'm being selfish. I want to play Magnet and Steel. I'll do that on part
I'm used
one.
to that. That's okay.
I want you to pick a song off your new album, the latest one that you have, that you want us to put in at the end of the interview, and when we play the interview back, you'll get both of those songs played.
All right. Well, I would pick a song. Now, again, I was talking about how I like to play with words. So, "Hot Summer Nights," yeah, that would be the obvious one. Except my latest single, which now is about a year old, I suppose, is called "Hard Summer Days." And
Hard
so,
Summer Days.
"Hard Summer Days." It was on the Pluck album. You can find it that way, or you can find the video. I don't know if you can get the music off of the YouTube video, maybe that way, or do you want me to send it to you?
It'd probably be better if you sent it to me.
Yeah, I can do that.
You've got my email. Just email it to me, and that way I've got it, and we don't have to worry about
Yeah, that's a
not
good
being able
point.
to find it.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Tell
do
tell us about the song, and then we'll go ahead and get it on.
Yeah. Well, after I moved here to the South, here in Nashville, in Franklin, of course, I used to work with kids through the summer for these camps called the Jam Camp and Kids on Stage. And it got so hot some of those summers, it was like over 100 degrees more than a week, at least, when I wrote this song. So that's basically, it's about, connecting to hot summer nights and hard summer days, but it's also about how it gets real hot. And, it's just something not very deep, but it's a real good tune. And yeah, it's called Hard Summer Days. It's on the album Pluck, exclamation point. You can check it out there.
Guys, go. Do you have a website where folks can go purchase your music?
My website is walteregan.com. And but most of my current things happen on Facebook. There's an official Walter Egan site from that label in England, Walter Egan, and my personal one is Walter Lindsay Egan, which was another thing when I met Lindsay Buckingham. I was like, oh, yeah, that's my middle name. And it's, yeah, okay, cool. This is going to be good. So, yeah, that's a good place to find me. And
Connect with him, guys. Get his music, and I'm telling you, you're not going to regret listening to this man's music.
yeah, and when you get a chance, you can listen to my radio show, Walt's Record Vault. And the best way to find that is to Hippie Radio, one word, HIPPIE radio, 945.com. And that will take you to the website for that station here that airs it, but that'll take you also to the archive, which is down there as a podcast. Just click on my picture and click on the podcast. There's 109 shows.
If I live in Davidson County or in that area and I want to listen to it, when does it play? And it's in a station in Nashville, obviously.
Yeah, it's Hippie Radio 94.5, Sunday nights at 9 p.m., more or less, depending on if that show before me goes over or not. And yeah,
I know how that goes.
Yeah, I bet you do. But yeah, that's the best way to stay current with me. And yeah, maybe by the time we talk again, I will be telling you about my book deal.
I want you to get a book deal, man, and I want Demon Records to take your catalog that you're giving them, those 4 albums, and selling 1 million copies of each.
I appreciate that, Rob. You guys are great.
And I'm self-serving. I want him to get a book deal because I want my own couch. I want the dog to have his couch, and I'll have my own couch.
I
When
thought you
I'm
were going to want to be in his book. I'm like, dude, it's already written. You can't have your
No,
own chapter.
no. When I'm hanging out I'm hanging out with Uncle Walt, man. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
kicking back down there at the house. I want the dog to have his own cat. Me and the dog, we can share till then. But I'm just
You
saying.
guys are great, man. I appreciate that you're interested in what I'm doing.
Absolutely,
Love it.
man. Giving you the respect and that you deserve, man.
Well,
Yes,
thank
sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Guys,
guys-
we're going to listen to it right now. Tell us the name of that song one more time.
Hard Summer Days.
Right here on the Uncle Show. Walter, have a great one. We will get back in touch with you and have you back on.
And I'll send you that song right away, Rob. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work, man. And Uncle Rhino, you too, man. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
brother.
Good rocking.